Get ready for an unfair advantage over your competition. This is the Sales Edge podcast, where globally recognized sales expert and trainer Joe Peachy helps you sharpen your skills for booking more appointments and closing more deals. And now, here's your host, Joe Peachy.
Welcome back to the Sales Edge. This is Joe Pici, and we're excited to have you as part of our team. And this week, we're going to be focusing on a question I get all the time. In fact, people are writing in this question consistently. Joe, how do you find the right salespeople? How do you pick the right sales professional? You know, the Sales Edge is geared for only one thing. It's geared to help you get that competitive edge. It's geared to help you get better. It's here to address issues in a direct, blunt way from my perspective. You know, you may not agree with what I say, and that's okay. Most people don't. But I may give you some tips and some answers and some secrets that can help you take your team, take yourself to another level. Sales Edge is sponsored by Peachy Peachy. Peachy Peachy is a training, consulting, speaking firm focusing on sales, getting in front of your target market, closing more deals, generating quality leads. And Peachy Peachy also focuses on helping speakers, trainers, and coaches take their talent and make money with it. So we're going to get started today, and we're going to be addressing a topic of, Joe, in hiring sales professionals, are there some tips and keys to doing that? This is also going to be part of a series. As the weeks go on, I'll be bringing you more information because I believe this is one of the toughest things to do. You know, after I go in and after we deliver the results that we deliver to our clients, and they know that we're real and they trust us, really what happens immediately is they'll pull me into a room and they'll say, Joe, can you help us hire great salespeople? And I'll be honest with you, you know, at Peachy Peachy, we're not a staffing company. You know, I'll tell you that I can give them some tips. I can give them some things to look for, but I don't have the time to go out and look for staff. And it's a hard thing to find great salespeople. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some tips, some not secrets, but maybe some things to help you, whether you're a small company looking to hire that one sales professional, you know, whether you're a sales manager that has to fill some seats, whether you're a company that's really trying to get it off the ground, you're looking to really put together a quality team of salespeople. So let's look at step one. Whenever you are getting ready to hire salespeople, step one is create your job description. What exactly do you want this salesperson to do? Okay. Number two, how are you going to measure their performance? What's going to be your evaluation scale? That's very important. What is the time frame to execution? I see so many times people will hire salespeople and they'll give them a huge leash of rope, you know, and then after about 90 days, they start getting upset with this person. So in other words, what is the time of execution that this sales professional has to be able to do exactly what number one was? Do what you want them to do when you want them to do it. Here's another one. What numbers do you want them to hit by when? What is the quantifiable number that you're going to evaluate success or failure? Did they get the job done? So before you go out looking for somebody, you got to know what you want them to do. You got to know how you're going to measure. You have to have timelines of execution, launch point, and the numbers they have to produce by what time. And let me throw another one in there. They have to be aware of all these things. You have to be brutally honest with them when they come in. And I see the mistake we make in hiring many times is you want this person so bad. You got to fill the seat so bad that you soft sell the position, and then you get upset when they don't perform to our expectations. Now, let me give a list of different types of sales roles there are out there. And there's more, but there's retail. That's when a person is in the store and somebody comes into them. There's inbound calls. This can be a call center. This could be a 1 or 2 person operation, but you're doing a lot of marketing, driving calls in, driving business in. There's outbound collections. I know I work a lot with in the rent-to-own industry where there's the sales piece and then there's the collections piece. And we created consultative collections that would increase the amount of collecting we're doing, but also save the collector. And so if you don't think sales and collections are the same, whenever you have to collect, you're reselling the product. This can be insurances, anything where they don't pay all up front and you have to collect, that's reselling. Takes a lot of skill. There's the outbound sales, whereby you're going outside to go get it. You're picking up the phone and you're setting that appointment. There's outbound appointment setting. I have a guy I've coached for years, and he's excellent. And his whole job, he works for a real estate company, his whole job is to set appointments for the boss. What a skill set. You know, we've worked so hard on his scripting. And then there's the complete outside sales rep. This is that they generate their own leads. They pick up the phone, they book an appointment, they go do the appointment, they may write the proposal. They're full desk, so to speak. And I will tell you, this is the toughest one to find. They're all different strategies, so they're all different skill sets. Success in one does not always translate to another. I can't tell you how many times companies have said, I heard a really good salesperson, they've been in retail their whole life. Now, if they're not a coaching client of mine, I keep my mouth shut. If they're paying me, I'll say, well, what is it that you want them to do? And they say, well, they've got to be able to generate leads. Their own? Yes. They have to be able to get appointments, and then they have to go out and sell. And I'll say this to them, are you planning on training those skills? No, but this person's been in retail their whole life. Folks, retail sales and outside sales are two different animals. So therefore, be careful. This person may be great. It may be a quick study. They may be able to do it. However, don't believe that that skill set translates to a different type of business model. It doesn't always. The more moving parts to the sales cycle, and the harder it is to execute. You know, also, you've got to find the right person. You know, for us at Peachy and Peachy, you know, we have the training, speaking, coaching, consulting. That's our product. But I'm in outside sales. I have to generate all my own leads. We have 17 ways to generate leads. And Dawn was on a month ago, and LinkedIn is 31% of our lead generation. I got to pick up the phone. I have to navigate gatekeepers. I have to get return phone. I have to book an appointment. Then I go do the appointment. I have to have a quality core story. Should that move forward, I have to write the proposal. I have to take it to contract, get the deposit. All of the follow-up. I followed up with one company for 8 years, and that's just part of it. Here are some characteristics I look for. Now, here's where you want to write down. Some notes on maybe this can help you hiring your next salesperson. You know, the first thing I look for in a sales professional first is self-discipline. I'm looking for that person that is on time every time. I'm looking for that person that is diligent to excellence. I'm looking for that person that can make the right choice. This is all part of self-discipline. I'm looking for people that can manage their priorities and their time, putting the highest revenue producing activities on the top. I'm looking for people that will execute the non-negotiables. And in one of the first episodes, I gave you the non-negotiables. So in the primary thing I would be looking for, this may not be primary for you, but it is certainly for me. And when I'm coaching my clients that are looking for quality salespeople, self-discipline is number one for me. Okay, now number two, ambition and work ethic. You know, lazy doesn't sell. I'm looking for that person that is absolutely ambitious. They want to play to the top of the chart. They're looking to be the best. They want to know what the commission structure is. They're not as concerned about base, although I'm not saying you shouldn't have a base. You should. But they're more interested in how much they can make on their commission structure. You know, part of ambition is work ethic. And you can find out a lot about a person's work ethic. Just find out their past. Call former bosses. Find out, is this person ambitious? Do they got fire in their belly? You know, do they have a great work ethic? Or are they starting looking at their watch at 4:30 and hope for 5? Does this person ever go over that 5 o'clock window? Do they ever play past the bell? Number 3, and wow, I have learned, and number 3 could be number 1, coachability. Does this person receive coaching and mentoring? You know, I have the opportunity to walk in and out of enormous amount of training rooms, and I'm not going to talk about at big conventions. I'm talking about training rooms where we're rolling up our sleeves and I'm training on skills. And I can tell so quickly who's coachable. But I can also tell who's coachable when their own sales manager or VP says something. Are they open to receive this? Well, Joe, how will I know? I believe in the recruiting, quote unquote, or the interview process, you should have something for them to perform in front of you. I would make it a live outbound call, but you may not want to do that. You may want to make it a quote unquote presentation. You know, it's so funny you see all these movies on TV where sell me this pen type stuff. But anyway, let them do something and then very encouragingly correct it. And watch their attitude under correction and then ask them to re-execute. Can they take what you just said and redo it? Are they coachable? I'm going to tell you, I walk into training rooms and there's certain people that when I walk in the room, there's an attitude of you can't tell me anything. I've been doing this for this long. Now, what I want to say, I don't, is if you could do it so well, they wouldn't have hired me and paid me this money. But I don't say that. I've become very politically correct in my old age. But I can tell those person that tend to be stubborn and they think they have all the answers. And then they watch people who they believe they're way ahead of outperform them. And then sometimes that person will shift and say, well, maybe there's something valid here. So coachability. The next one is the thirst for personal growth. Is this person a personal growth junkie? Do they read on their own? Do they study on their own? Are they part of the personal growth initiative? In the past couple of weeks, I've done 3 sessions on personal growth. You can take those 3 and you can see, I walk in and out of training rooms and I ask them, have they read any books? Have they studied their craft? And most of them are not studying anything. Okay? We have this free podcast. I can always tell if our podcast numbers go up after a training, were those people coachable? And are they into personal growth? Number 5, what's their track record? If they've sold in the past, if they've been out there in the past, how good were their numbers? Why are they available? Why are they on the job market? Are they disgruntled and looking for better? Or have they been fired for lack of performance? What have their numbers been in the past? It's your right to know. Okay? It is your right to know. People say to me all the time, Joe, who can I talk to when it comes to getting a recommendation for you? I say, you can call any of my clients. And if any of my clients said I didn't deliver, don't hire me. You want people to be able to say, yeah, you can call so-and-so. Number 6, their ability to learn, quote unquote, the intelligence factor. If you're selling a highly technical product, boom. A lot of companies are going to a CRM, something like a Salesforce, Infusionsoft. Do they have the wherewithal and the intelligence to grasp these things, if that's important to you? And so there's a certain amount of intellect that goes into this, and I think you have to evaluate that. And then number 7, what's their desire? What's their passion? Is there fire in their belly? Is there fire in their eyes? How badly do they want this position? Do they call you and want to know what your decision is? People all say, well, I don't want to call and seem like I really want the job. And I said, I wouldn't hire you if you didn't call me. If you don't want the job, if you want the job, go after it. Show them your desire. And so when you're hiring these people, you're looking for that desire. You're looking for the fire in the belly. You're looking for the eye of the tiger. So hopefully I've given you some serious keys here on hiring your next salesperson. I got a company right now, and they wanted me to help them hire people. I gave them a couple tips on what to look for, and I said, when you find them, I'll train them. But really hiring salespeople, there's an art to it. And it takes steps, and to me, you hire slow and fire fast. I'm sorry, that was kind of rude. But, a good salesperson doesn't take a long time to really get out there and get to the activity. If these people are getting to the activity, we can sharpen what they have to do. But you cannot put a pilot light in somebody. I've never seen anybody slow play to ambition. They either have fire, they don't have fire. So as we wrap this up, this is Joe Pici. This is The Sales Edge. This has been episode number 30, how to hire that great sales professional. Send me any questions about this to Joe at PICIANDPICI.com. You're always welcome to have a complimentary cup of Joe by calling 407-947-2590. Hey, I really ask you to do us a favor. Could you send this out to people, and let's see how big we can grow this team and this podcast. I believe we're hitting some topics and subjects that would have great value to the people who want to take their business, their profession to the next level. This has been The Sales Edge. This is Joe Pici, and we'll see you at our next one. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for listening. New episodes will air each Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and give us a 5-star review. The Sales Edge is sponsored by Peachy Peachy Incorporated. a firm which provides training, consulting, and keynote presentations, empowering corporations and individuals to attract and retain quality clients for higher revenues and growth. Make more money in sales. Speak with Joe in person by calling 407-947-2590 or visit www.peachyandpeachy.com. Spelled P-I-C-I-A-N-D, P-I-C-I.com.